Hey everyone, it's Steven from Tostemac and welcome to the last part of how to become an advocacy content creator. Now, if you did not get the chance to watch the previous two, I highly recommend checking out those before diving into this one. Because in the previous two videos, we went over the brainstorming process before you hit the record button, as well as different ways you can go about making your content. And now, we will be going over the final, if not arguably the hardest part of content creation. Promoting your content. Now I know what you're thinking, wait just a minute, Steven. We went over a dozen steps to get to where we are right now, not to mention a whole list of equipment that we may need, and you're saying that this is the hardest part? Well, think of it this way. Imagine yourself as an author, publishing this book for the very first time. It could be the most inspiring book that has ever been created, or maybe the best video you have ever made. But at the end of the day, if no one's looking at this, then what's the point? So that is why today we'll be going over what you should do before you start promoting, explain the difference between organic and non-organic growth, and then we'll talk about different methods you could use to go about promoting your work. All right? All right. So what should you do before you start promoting your content? For starters, you'll want a nice set of videos right off the bat before you promote anything. I would say 3 videos at least. Reason being is so that potential viewers and subscribers can get an idea on what to expect from you whenever they choose to tune into your channel. Think of it as going to a restaurant with some friends and ordering an appetizer sampler before moving on to the main entrees. The purpose of this is to give viewers a taste of what is to come. For one of these videos, I highly recommend it being a channel trailer, a short video in the ballpark of 1 to 3 minutes that explains who you are, what you do, and what viewers can expect from you in terms of content. Unfortunately, if you go any further than 4 minutes, you run the risk of losing the viewer's attention. You want something that's short, sweet, and straight to the point. Now, as for the other 2 videos and videos going forward, you want to utilize something known as search engine optimization, or SEO for short. This is a method used to maximize the amount of potential viewers that watch your content by making sure your videos show up right off the bat whenever someone types in a certain keywords or phrase. If you use the keywords or key phrase in the correct way in your video title, you can increase your chances of that video being seen because it shows off, boom, right off the bat. If you're posting videos on YouTube, I recommend using TubeBuddy. For a monthly fee of just $7.60, you get access to multiple tools from them, including SEO Studio, where you can just plug in different ideas for a video title and see what the best score is. The score is based on search volume, the competition for the title, and overall strength. Getting the best score possible here will increase your chances of the video being seen. I use this all the time for my videos, especially when it comes to autism topics. I want to make sure that I make the video title the best way possible to make sure that it shows up right away. If it's like autism and emotion regulation, if it's about coping mechanisms, how do I word it in a way to make sure that it gets seen by people on YouTube and that I'm not constantly reliant on social media alone for promotion? But we'll get to more of that later. Once the videos are all set up, the next thing you want to look into is the channel art. I'm talking about a nice banner for your YouTube channel, nice thumbnails for your videos, something that helps your channel stand out from the rest of the crowd. If you've seen YouTube videos on the regular, you've probably already seen multiple different styles of channel art, so there's no right or wrong way to go about it. My only stipulation, though, is that your channel banner should include 3 things: a visually appealing background, the title of your channel, and a brief subtitle that can describe what your channel's all about. It should only be around a few words, otherwise it's just too much. Remember, you want something that's visually enticing and inviting for your potential viewers, not something that has objects and words here and there and everywhere that would just overwhelm your viewers just by looking at it. There are two ways you could go about making this channel art. First, if you're more familiar with Adobe Photoshop and softwares like that, you may want to consider making the channel art on your own. See what you can do. Or perhaps you don't want to make the channel art by yourself because you're worried it might not look good enough. A website you can look into is Fiverr. Fiverr. On Fiverr, you can actually hire a freelance artist to make the channel art for you and make it the best it could possibly be. Although, there are a few things I need to tell you about before you consider Fiverr an option. First off, the prices that the artists offer, as well as their styles, can vary from person to person, so you want to look into several artists first before settling on one. The second thing is that you're on their time, not the other way around. This process could take weeks to do, depending on what the freelance artist has to do. So don't expect a quick result right off the bat if you're going for this route. The third thing is that you need to be able to describe to the freelance artist what your vision is, and that includes giving as much details as you can, looking at the drafts that the artist provides you, and give feedback to how it could be changed, or maybe it's good enough as it is. So clear communication is key to making sure that your vision of the channel art can be made a reality with the help of the freelance artist. If you got this far, congratulations! You are now ready to promote your content. Or rather, I should say, you're almost there. There's just one last thing I need to explain to you before we get to the actual promoting. And that is the difference between organic growth and non-organic growth. Trust me, this is gonna make a big difference on how successful your project will be. Let's talk about the non-organic growth first. Non-organic is just nothing more than a number inflation. That's it. Just a big number to show off and nothing else to show for it. You could see a channel with 50,000 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers. But if the number of people that are actually interacting with your work are less than the fingers on your hands, then something's clearly wrong here. And I'm not just saying this as just a general don't do it, but I'm saying this because I actually made this mistake from personal experience. Long story short, I was trying to promote my books on YouTube by making a video and trying out a paid service online to promote said videos. And I clearly mentioned to them I want organic growth. And what happened? Nothing more than a number inflation. I didn't sell any books whatsoever, and I didn't gain any organic growth in any way, shape, or form. Silver lining on this? I actually learned from my mistakes to make sure I don't do it again. I make the mistake so you don't have to. So, the next time someone recommends Google Ads or an online paid campaign to advertise your content, just don't do it. Save your money for more important things. Now we can talk about the organic growth. This is something that all content creators crave for. It's not just people watching your content. It is also them interacting with your content. I'm talking about liking the videos. I'm talking about leaving a comment or asking a question. And most of all, they keep coming back for more. This is how your project is going to truly grow. And you can add to that organic growth even further by interacting with those that interact with your work. You can answer questions. You can reply to comments, stuff like that. People love to be acknowledged, to be heard. So when you interact with them, after they interact with your video, that could be your way of saying, hey, I see you. You're awesome. Thank you for watching my content. Oh, by the way, I see you. You're awesome. Thank you very much for watching my content. So remember, you do not want non-organic growth where it's just a number inflation and that's it. You want organic growth, where people are interacting with your work and ultimately coming back for more. Okay? So now that we got that key detail done, let's go over the different ways you can go about promoting your content. First one being word of mouth. What's that? Word of mouth is when you are telling people like your friends and families about the work that you do. You share your content with them and hope that they do the same and share the content with other people. This might not sound like too much at first, but this is how most, if not all, content creators start out. It's not like you just post a random video on YouTube and all of a sudden get thousands and thousands of loyal subscribers right off the bat. That's not how it usually goes. And while they may seem like small numbers at first, with enough people coming in, those small ripples in the water can turn into waves. And mind you, word of mouth does not have to be restricted to just friends and family. You can go to events that are related to your topic of interest. I'm talking about conventions, social gatherings, and even networking events. Places where you can go to tell like-minded people about the work that you do. Not only can you find potential viewers and subscribers, but sometimes you can find people you want to collaborate with to create something more than either of you could make individually. A good example of this, the first time I went to VidCon was actually the first time I met Josh from the Josh Speaks. We talked about each other's content, and then from there, we made some collaboration videos about autism. Pretty cool, huh? A little piece of advice though. Before you go to these kind of events, you'll want a little something known as a business card. These are cards that contain the title of your project, your name, your profession, and ways to contact you. These cards are much easier ways than just writing down your contact information on a piece of paper every single time. Not only that, a good enough business card can leave a great impact on those who receive them. Now for the business card I added a picture of myself so that people can remember my face and attach a name to the face. While this is recommended, it's not necessarily required, so again, you don't have to put a picture on this if you don't want to. What it should contain is the title of your project, your name, your profession, and ways to contact you. Most of the time, it'll just be either an email account or a website that you've made. You don't want to put a phone number on there unless it's strictly for business. Once you got the hang of the word of mouth method, you could consider going onto social media since, again, we're connected in more ways than ever before thanks to the internet and the social media platforms that we have access to, like Facebook and Instagram, sites that I use all the time. But how do you go about promoting your content there? That depends on which social media platform that you're using. For example, when I post things on Instagram, I have a thumbnail of the video I want to promote, a short description of it, a link to the video for people that are interested, and hashtags that are appropriate to the topic of the video. Again, this is about search engine optimization, making sure your content gets shown right off the bat if people type in certain keywords. The hashtags are pretty easy to use. You just type a hashtag, type out the word or phrase you want, and then boom, that's it. Now, as for using Facebook to promote your content, while you can use a similar method that you use on Instagram, there's actually a bit more that you can do here. For instance, you could create a Facebook page for your channel, for your audience there to visit and interact with. Or you can even join Facebook groups that have similar interests to your topic of the content. This is a great opportunity for organic growth, not just about posting links to your videos on the groups. You can actually do more. You can interact with the people in the group, answer questions they may have friendly conversations with them, get to know them on a more personal level so they can get to know you on a more personal level and possibly be more interested in watching your content. There are a couple things I want to tell you about before you use Facebook as a means of promotion. First, as I mentioned earlier, this is not just about posting links on the groups and expecting people to watch them. You have to do a bit more. All the things I've mentioned, like interacting with them, answering questions they may have, can go a long way. The second thing is to abide by the Facebook group rules. Each Facebook group has their own set of rules, and you have to pay attention to them. When you're joining a Facebook group, you're entering their house. It's their rules. And if there's a rule that says no self-promotion, that means you cannot promote your content on that particular Facebook group. So you may want to move on to another group in terms of promoting your content. These are the two social media platforms that I preferably use. If you want to use something else like Twitter or TikTok, go right ahead. Just do a bit of research on it first to figure out how to use those social media platforms in the best way to promote your content. Now, the final method I have for you in terms of promoting your work is something that doesn't have to be done right away. This can actually be something that's done much later on down the road. And that is make your own website. Now, this may seem a bit daunting and complicated to do, but there are some resources like Wix.com and WordPress that can give you the options that you need to make the best website possible. Moreover, in the websites that you make, you can do more than just promote your content. You can actually sell products that you may make or create occasional blogs for people to read. There are many options available to you when making your own website. Just remember though, if you want to publish the website out to the public, as well as secure a domain name for the website, there is a fee that goes along with it. And the different fees varies between on which resource you use like Wix or WordPress and which package that you go with. There are different packages varying at different prices. So make sure you look at all the different options before you make the website. And again, this is not something that has to be done right now. This can be done much later. And guess what? That's it! We're done! We have gone over all the basics on how to become an advocacy content creator. You are now ready to start making some content and getting it out to the world. I have shown you the paths. And if you need to reference this stuff at any time, hey, my videos are not going anywhere, and if you have any other questions or concerns about anything we have covered about advocacy content creation, please let me know in the comments section below. I will answer it as best I can. And on that note, it's time to end the video. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you enjoy what you see, consider liking and subscribing to Tostemac to stay up to date in our latest videos. On the next autism topic video, we'll get back to the green screen effects and music that you've come to know and love. And until the next video, see you later.